With Mario Kart World having announced their new DLC in the form of new knockout tours, I was wondering what other forms of DLC could show up in the future. Since we probably won't be getting another Mario Kart until GTA 7 comes out in the year 2086, it's very reasonable to assume Mario Kart World is going to get some form of DLC, paid or not. Question is, what kind of DLC is the game going to get? With the way Mario Kart World is structured, with the open map and everything, the options for example retro tracks become very limited. Same for characters. Mario Kart World practically has the whole Super Mario cast already in it. What other characters can be added? We'll discuss it all in this video. Hi, my name is Urchex, and today I'm going to be predicting / discussing the potential DLC Mario Kart World is going to get. But before we get further into the video, make sure to subscribe. We're super close to 500 subs and it would mean the world to me if we could get there before the end of the month. Alright, back to the video. You cannot talk about DLC without talking about characters. Weirdly enough, I feel like people are often more hyped about new characters than actual racing tracks, which is strange to me. But I digress. I've come up with 8 different characters we could potentially see in new Mario Kart World DLC. Starting with... Hi! The fact that Mii's aren't in the game yet is quite a surprise to me. While Mario Kart World has steered its character roster to be solely Mario characters, as opposed to the almost Smash-like roster we had in 8 Deluxe, you might say that Mii shouldn't be in the game for that reason. But even on the Wii and 3DS, Mii's were still included in the roster. Hell, even in the base roster of Mario Kart 8, Mii's were still playable. I don't need to see all the costumes appear again in World. I just think we need to see some form of an avatar option in the game. How can they constantly do my boy like this? Why is King Boo constantly getting the spotlight while my boy PD Piranha is getting shafted? It's completely diabolical that he's not in the game yet. I don't even have to explain why he should be added. He's an iconic character that deserves to be in every Mario Kart game. Speaking of characters that cut for no reason. And before you say, but Diddy Kong is not from the Mario universe. Diddy Kong has been in 3 of the last 5 Mario Kart games, not including Tour. The games which he was cut in probably being because of storage shortage, since they were on handheld, DS and 7 respectively. Diddy is as much of a staple as PD Piranha is. He should definitely be included in the DLC. We finally had Kamek in a mainline Mario Kart game, and then my boy got turned into an item. Bruh. For some, that might be enough reason to cut Kamek from the roster. But I think if we can have Koopas and Goombas running around the stage while you can play as those minions, I see no reason to not add Kamek to the game as well. The Koopalings have been in and out of Mario games for quite a bit, but they seem to be getting some more spotlight in the Mario Bros. Wonder DLC. And while a lot of you might hate on the Koopalings, I kinda like them. They're not my favorite characters by any means, but I'd definitely like to see them. I'm actually really surprised we can play as Luma in Mario Kart. With all the focus Mario Galaxy has been getting to the recent movie, you would think we would be able to play as the little star fella long before World. But I think especially since Mario Tennis Fever has introduced Luma as a playable solo character, Luma sure has a chance to join the roster. Honey Queen has been getting a weird amount of attention lately. I was actually really surprised she got a role in the Mario Galaxy movie, and while I don't think her chances are high, I would just find it really funny if we get all sorts of hype characters, and we ended up getting Honey Queen. And besides, she already was a character in Mario Kart 7, so it's not that she can't fit in a kart or whatever. She can definitely make it into the new roster.
Here I go!
You might get mad at me, but Peachette probably has one of the higher chances to join the roster. Not because she's a fan favorite character or whatever, but because she's quite an easy character to implement. And I think if Nintendo would want to up the quantity of the character roster in Mario Kart World, one of the first characters they would turn to is Peachette. See her as an Echo Fighter from Smash, in the sense that the choice was either Peachette or no Peachette, and not that she stole the spot from some lame character like Funky Kong, for example. Those are all my predictions for characters for a potential DLC in Mario Kart World. Now, let's look at the other side of the racing game coin and talk about probably the most exciting piece of any racing game DLC, the tracks. First, a couple things to mention before we get started with the first track. First of all, the 8 tracks I'm going to discuss are all retro, obviously. Second, I'm going to try and fit these new tracks on the already existing map of Mario Kart World, so we're not going to add extra land or a whole nother island. All these tracks I'll be predicting are going to be in an existing map of the game. Thirdly, I'm going to make sure these tracks can be connected for 2 entire new cups. Starting with... We'll be starting with Lakeside Park from GBA. For some reason we don't have any GBA retro tracks in the game already, probably because we have already exhausted most of them in 8 Deluxe. But anyway, Lakeside Park is one track yet to be remade, and with how great the reimagined 2D tracks are, this one is sure to be a banger. Driving from the jungle of Lakeside Park to the beach, we have Delfino Square, a fan favorite from DS and Wii, and a track that is very much due for a remake. I don't think you have to change that much for this track, besides adding places to grind rail and wall ride on. And please, Nintendo, I know this is Delfino Square and there's a lot of water, but please let us drive on land for as much as possible, since the water controls are awful in this game. But that's a topic for another video. Delfino Square will be an awesome track to see in this game, especially with the Pianta character actually being playable for the first time in Mario Kart World. When you get to the third track, we drive from the desert for a race in Bone Dry Dunes. This is one of the less popular tracks from Mario Kart 8, which, by the way, Mario Kart 8 seems to be strangely absent from the retro track selection in World. But anyway, I think Bone Dry Dunes can be reinvented to be quite a stellar track in Mario Kart World. I mean, the aesthetic is quite similar to Dry Bones Burnout, and that track looks amazing as well. And while the track might be kinda mediocre in Mario Kart 8, I think it can sure be reimagined to be an awesome track. And at the end of the Sprite Cup, we arrive in Dry Ruins from Wii. World has a lot of Wii retro tracks already, so why not throw what to me is the best desert track, and I think you have an amazing cup. And also, Dry Ruins will be a lot better of a track than Desert Hills, which I don't know what they were thinking while making that track. Starting this cup off in the sky, we start off with Cloud Top Cruise from Mario Kart 8, yet another underrated track from 8. This track could and definitely should include those turbine sections again we see on Bowser's Castle and Rainbow Road in the Thundercloud section. Also, the vines could be good for rail grinding, and I think this could be one of the best opening tracks if done right. Nintendo, please don't pull Sky Gardens on this one. Going from the clouds through the snowy section, we arrive in Luigi's Mansion. This is a track in aesthetic very similar to the likes of Boo Cinema, but this layout is actually gonna be good. I think this track would fit very well and maybe could give us another filter-like feature like Boo Cinema. Like maybe a painted filter, for example, because of the paintings in Luigi's Mansion. Next up we have Daisy Hills. Now before you dislike, yes, I know this is my best track I've chosen, and it's also not a fan favorite. I was looking at the 3DS and N64 tracks, and I swear guys, I really tried. But unless you wanted Luigi's Raceway from Mario 64 to be here, then we'll just have to settle with this one. And look at the map, it fits perfectly right next to Moo Meadows. If we're keeping this on the existing world map without inventing new islands, this choice just makes sense. And Daisy Hills could definitely be reinvented to be funner than what it was on Mario Kart 7. For the final track of the Bell Cup, I definitely think we should finish it off with Rainbow Road. Which Rainbow Road is the question. I was debating between the one from GBA and GameCube, before settling on the one from Double Dash. I think this one has the more intricate layout of the two. And I do think the GBA would be remade into one that has a more intricate layout than it has on the GBA, but still, I would love to see the Rainbow Road from Double Dash, and I think this would be a very good way to finish off the Bell Cup. These are all my suggestions for potential DLC track suggestions. I tried to keep it mostly to retro tracks that have never been remade before. And like I said, the track options are kind of limited when you're restricted to trying to fit them on an already existing map, as well as trying to link them together in an actual Grand Prix. But I think at the end of the day, these will be very good cups. Now let's hop into a section that got quite overlooked in the world, the battle mode. The battle mode for Mario Kart World is lackluster to say the least. Half of the battle courses run into the same issue as the ones from Mario Kart 8, where they weren't really designed to be battle maps. There are not enough game modes, and the formats for the game modes that are there are not the best. I think the best and easiest fix for this is to add more game modes to battle mode, just like Bubble and Battle was added in a later update. This could increase the variety of gameplay to be had in battle mode. Because right now I don't see myself playing battle mode much. But which modes did I have in mind? Well, I have two. The first one being arguably the best mode introduced in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Renegade Roundup. Basically just cops and robbers. I think this could be amazing with all the mechanics from Mario Kart World, allowing the robbers to get away more easily, as well as the cops being able to sneak up on robbers via a shortcut. I remember playing this game mode by far the most with my family on Mario Kart 8. Overall, this game mode would just be a lot more skillful in Mario Kart World's engine, and I would love to see how this will play out. The second game I had in mind was Shine Runners. Not Shine Thief for Mario Kart Double Dash, but Shine Runners from Mario Kart DS. For those who are not aware of how this game mode works, basically you have to collect shine sprites which lie all around the map. And when the timer hits 0, the person with the least amount of shine gets eliminated. This goes on before it's just one player standing. For all the flack Mario Kart World's battle mode gets, the fact that you don't get to respawn is one of my favorite additions to it, and Shine Runners would be a super fun game mode to reintroduce to the new generation. Also, one option I would give to battle mode is allow you to remove the timer in Balloon Battle and Bob on Blast, to change so it's just last man standing like in the old games. This should however only be an option though, as some people might not like to wait until the next game once they've died. Or, you know, Nintendo, you can always bring back possibly your best feature in battle mode and allow you to turn into a Bob-on card once defeated and hurt other players by running into them. I don't see them doing this, by the way. This is just a quick shout out because this is one of my favorite additions they've done to battle mode ever. It just speeds up the game once you've died, and it's overall just very good for the pacing. Please bring this back, Nintendo. Well, I don't think Nintendo is going to add new items in DLC, since they've also didn't do it for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. I think it's still fun to talk about it, which items will be cool to see in the game, and I'm not going to get another chance to talk about this, so here we go. First item I would like to bring up is the Tanuki Leaf for Mario Kart 7. By far one of the most underrated items in the entire franchise. This would be an item you would get in the front of the pack, even in first place. This would allow you to deflect shells and bombs to other players, stay in the air for longer, and I just thought of this, allow you to traverse water faster. Because please, the water, you're so slow in the water. But with the leaf, you are in water even faster than on land. Another item that will alleviate a lot of the chaos that comes with 24 racers during one race is the heart. I think a lot of people already know how this one works, but for those who are unaware, the heart, first originating in Mario Kart Double Dash, is an item that acts as a protective shield, which has 2 charges upon contact with an item. And when it does, you take the item you got hit with for yourself. I would make it so you get this item in the middle of the pack, so a lot of the bullshit that happens there can be more easily deflected by players who aren't as skilled with dodging items. And I would either make it so that the item stays in your slot upon activation and leaves after around 20 seconds, or till the item gets used up of course, or the item would leave your item slot upon activation and stay indefinitely, allowing you to cycle your items more efficiently. Which balancing option do you think works better? Let me know in the comments right now, because I'm genuinely torn on what is more balanced or more fun. The last item is the one that I don't think anyone would expect me to bring up, but it's the Power Block from Mario Kart Wii. This item gets regarded as very negatively by the community, which I think is unfair. For anyone that doesn't know how this works, the Power Block is an item that strikes every player that is ahead of you. It shows up on your screen, and when it's about to explode, you'll spin out, unless you're airborne when the Power Block triggers. Basically, it functions like a much better designed lightning bolt, because unlike the lightning, which just strikes instantly with 0 counterplay, the Power Block actually gives you a reactive window. The Power Block would work especially wonderfully in World, since there's already a jump mechanic baked into the game. I would remove the mechanic where you just simply have to hop to dodge it though, and make the reactive window big enough for you to charge a jump and release it without forcing you in too much of an awkward situation. And those were all my ideas for potential DLC for Mario Kart World. I wanted to keep this video relatively concise, so that's why I didn't add stuff like DLC costumes into the video. Also, holy upload schedule. I really need to lock in this summer break to get out some more videos. Sorry for the radio silence lately, but honestly, I had a ton of fun putting this one together, and I hope you had just as much fun watching it. Let me know what video I should work on next, with it being Nintendo, Dragon Ball, or art related. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.